have to do to get rid of them?
The next step is to ascertain the condition of your exterior. For this, I need to perform a cursory inspection of your subterranean substructure.
You mean crawl under the house?
Anybody can make it sound stupid.
Poor man, how does he face himself every day, knowing his life is devoted to killing?
Oh, you see, Rose, the Greeks and Romans always sculpted man. They admired the beauty of the male form. Its sinewy, muscled hardness, its rippling loins, its chiseled buttocks. My, it's getting hot in here.
It certainly is.
I have 25. Do I hear 30?
Hollywood tomorrow morning. By tomorrow afternoon, we would all be ready to grab that dough! Grab that dough! Grab that dough! Well, because they are constant reminders that with each passing year, our bodies begin to sag, our faces begin to wrinkle, our hair begins to turn gray. Of course, none of that's happened to me yet. But it's only a question of time until I'll end up looking like the two of you.
Community, I'm proud to take cows for $300.
The answer is a young cow that has not yet born a calf. Rose.
What is a heifer?
You're right. Still your board. Select again.
Cows for $400.
Answer this time. Loretta Young played an innocent milkmaid in this Oscar-winning 1947 film.
Hello, Pop.
I'm sorry, Dad.
Oh, that's all right. We British love dogs. It's children we can't stand.
Herringballs?
I'm sorry, Rose. I'm just sorry.
Turned my home into a halfway house for recently released criminals.
Yes, Rose, you are the smartest person in the world. Burger world.
Rose, if I use this permit, any kind of scum could walk through the door. Thieves, murderers, men who haven't seen a woman for 10 years, who've been doing nothing but lifting.
Yesterday was the 12th annual. Sunrise, sunset, sunrise.
Dorothy,
sunset.
now cut it out. What are we going to do?
We'll figure out some arrangements. We always make do. Besides, everything will work out fine as long as I do not have to sleep with Rose.
Me? Why don't you want to sleep with me?
Dreams of you that won't come true. What'll I do?
The morning light. It's the best light to paint by, you know. Oh, I like this painting. And I'm getting better at it all the time. Pretty soon I'll be able to copy St. Olaf's most famous religious painting, The Last Pancake Breakfast.
Before you begin, I want to tell you something. I'm no novice when it comes to major negotiations. Oh, really? Let me tell you a story. Picture it. Sicily, 1922. An attractive peasant girl who has saved her lira embarks on a glorious vacation to a Crimean...
First names only, please.
I told you, Cher.
Zbornak. You said Dorothy Zbornak.
Oh, sorry.
So what's wrong with this Dorothy Zbornak?
She's still living home and she's cramping my style.
Well, have you done anything in a positive direction to encourage separation?
All right. Take 5. Even the seagulls stopped listening.
The rain kept our fans away.
Baloney. Every week we've been collecting, what, $20, $30 for the clinic? The last couple of weeks we're lucky if we break 10. And you know why? We're losing our edge. The excitement is gone. We're not driven like we used to be.
We're on flowers for the awards banquet.
Really? Oh, gee, Ma, you know, ever since the two of us started planning this banquet, you have been incredible. I mean, you told me you got a great deal on the flowers, the caterer, the janitorial service. Oh, I wish I worked this hard for charity.
You will, pussycat. You will.
Thousands?
Yes, I have.
I mean, wherever you go, I bet you torment and tease and tantalize every man you meet.
You're right again. come on, Jimmy, we're getting away from the point. I mean, you are missing the point. You are missing life. You are...
Always had dry bottoms but wet T-shirts because I always forgot to point the little ooh-hoo south.
You know, I didn't even think about that until Michael was at least 6 months old.
Oh, what's an ooh-hoo? Man in the bedroom.
Is that a Greek myth?
Get the door, Rose. You. Good morning.
Well, kid, what do you want?
My butt's asleep.
We don't get much company. Look, that's my decision. Goodbye, company.
All right. I'll tell you what. I'll sweeten the pot. You let Kevin play this weekend, and I'll take you out Saturday night.
Get everyone out.
What's wrong, Rose?
The slightest noise and my humperflogel cake will fall.
Oh, why? Rose? Honey, calm down. You can make another cake.
Look, we're going to set it up over here. Dorothy, I'm going to put you...
Sick. I think so, too. I really do. But nobody believes me.
Doctors don't know everything, Dorothy.
You're right.
I mean, they think they do, but they don't.
You're right.
I mean, after all, Dr. Seuss was a doctor, too. But I got a right to sing the blues. I lost my Teddy.
I understand, Rose, which if I thought about it says something deeply disturbing about me. I've got a right to sing the blues?
Dorothy, I hope you didn't fix breakfast for me. I'm not eating. They lock us in our rooms and force us to look like we're having fun. Then they take pictures for their brochure.
Ma, you know that's not true. You'll have to excuse my mother. She recently had a stroke, and her perception is a little, distorted.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just thinking out loud, but isn't Atlanta where the Center for Disease Control is?
Coincidence.
Hey, these are all right. When I look through them backwards, you actually look demure. Dorothy, I'm afraid I'm going to have to leave today.
Oh, because of Blanche?
No, it has nothing to do with Blanche. You know, something unexpected has come up.
What, back home? Is it serious?
It's not back home, but it is serious.
No, I really have to go.
Oh, what a terrible morning this is. Sophia's leaving. And I'm playing an ugly old witch because you stole my part.
Oh, Blanche, I know how much that part means to you. You know what I was thinking? You could go on for me one night.
But that's throwing it in your honor.
What?
Ma, I told you it was a secret.
Your secret, not mine. Is this true?
Yes, it is.
And now that you feel like the dirt you wanted my daughter to eat, I think I'll go into the kitchen and have a nice hard candy.
You still haven't answered the question of how somebody else got into the room.
What if there was a knock at the door? Nesbitt might have assumed that it was the waiter with the champagne.
That is speculation.
One more point. The hotel security chief cordoned off the room. So the only people who saw the room...
No, it's because of your warmth and understanding that I got through this. I never thought I'd find happiness ever again.
Some marriages don't work out, but some do.
You're right, Rose. And that's why I think that I can still patch things up with her.
I wish you could, but my mind's made up. My baby needs me.
What about me, Ma?
You've always been able to take care of yourself. You don't need me. All right, what about me? You were always strong and independent even before I got here. You don't need me.
What about me?
You need the Wizard of Oz.
We did come here for a reason. We wanted to tell you...
Yeah, how happy we are that you're doing so well. So I guess we should get going, huh?
Oh, well, you don't have to rush on.
Oh, well, I thought you were meeting your roommates.
Oh, Oh, yeah, that's right. We're just gonna be doing some beach stuff.
Well, you take care.
You too.
I'm gonna finish it tonight. I don't care if I never sleep a wink. It's just like giving birth, Rose. Once you get started, you can't stop.
Actually, you can, Blanche.
Oh, Dorothy, I thought you'd never come home. I have to talk to you.
There's something wrong, is it, Ma?
Oh, no, she's fine. It's just that you're out so late on a school night.
What?
I mean, how was your date with Elliot?
Wonderful, as usual.
Dorothy, and nothing happens.
It's time you found yourself a woman now. What is the matter with you?
Tell her, Clayton.
I will, Rose.
Tell me what?
Well, I ran into Rose in the park, and we had a long...
Oh, well, that's understandable. I mean, the possibilities are overwhelming.
Exactly. The Johansons wanted to pickle the herring, and the Lindstroms wanted to train him for the circus.
Weren't they kind of hard to see riding on the elephants?
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Oliver.
You want to know who I spent the night with?
No, Oliver.
The cabin crew of Lufthansa.
So I have to go back. You're 18. You don't have to do anything. We're not going to force you.
We will, however, cut you off without a dime and never talk to you again.
So you, with the possible exception of Mrs. Stouffer, enjoy your shots.
Dorothy, why don't I just show Angela where she'll be staying?
Good idea. You get yourself settled and then we can catch up on family.
Okay. You know, Dorothy, Blanche here could be the identical twin of your cousin Apollonia. Apollonia was a stunningly beautiful woman.
Bigger part than I'd realized. That must have been awful. Oh, it was. I don't know any neutered flocking twins. The mind is a powerful thing.
Think of the 99% you don't use.
Anyway, I stopped at a gas station.
This month, he couldn't set the handbrake on my wheelchair.
Grandma, that was just a coincidence.
Please, all 3 times was at the top of the stairs to the Flatbush subway station.
Mama, if Salvador hates you, why does he want you to come here and live with us?
What?
Salvador and I would like you to move in with us.
Forget it. I am not moving in.
What?
This isn't meant to impress you. This is just to get you tipsy.
Richard, you rascal.
You know, I've made a lot of money, and I've seen a lot of the world. But there's still one thing in my life that's missing.
What?
Someone to share it with.
I was hoping. Woman had a heart attack. It wasn't massive.
Does this look okay?
Oh, fine. A little overdressed for a quiet evening at home.
Oh, Blanche, didn't you hear Rose has a date?
A date?
Yes. I met him briefly at the counseling center, and he asked me out to dinner.
I'll tell you what, why don't we spend tomorrow afternoon together? We'll work on our bonding. I'll take you to Wolfie's for an egg cream.
A chocolate egg cream?
You betcha.
Oh, boy, a chocolate egg cream. Forget it, Dorothy.
I smell a pony ride. I'm gonna die.
Ma, the doctor says you're healthy as a horse. Well, actually, the doctor in our prepaid health plan says you're healthy as a camel. I assume in his country it's the same as a horse.
You know, Dorothy, for an extra $5, we can get a doctor who sees patients one at a time.
Let's go. Okay, girls, let's go. Good. Blanche.
Dorothy, I just can't take my eyes off that man's body. I want to see more.
He is covered with oil, wearing a loincloth.
Just the bottoms.
Well, Rose, I'm afraid he may start playing around on you.
Wait a minute. None of this proves that Miles is even thinking of cheating on Rose.
You're absolutely right, Dorothy, and that is why I have hired a detective to follow Miles and find out for sure. Happy birthday, honey.
I've been longing to see for months the Statue of Liberty.
No, my mother.
That's how dense the fog was. But beyond her was the Statue of Liberty.
I remember the first words I shouted out. There she is, Lady Liberty. I also remember the second words I shouted out.
Why did you ask me that?
No reason, just wanted to get your honest opinion. Here are the answers to that questionnaire.
Aha.
If Dorothy finds out I hired a matchmaker for her, she'll kill me.
Oh, I understand.
By the way, I'd like to change the answer on number 10. I think a prison record does...
Before it was time for us to be together again, I was going to go off and have that adventure. Now, granted, this is no tramp steamer, but it's something I've always wanted to do. And, Sugar, I think that now is finally the time to do it.
Why didn't you tell me that before?
No room for him. It was hard enough in the 23 minutes we had every week to tell a story and give them material. And I mean, we just had a wealth of riches, and we didn't want to deprive him, and so we cut him out for that reason. It wasn't fair. He was a good actor.
Oh. What am I doing up? I'm subbing for a teacher who was shot by a student. I need all the sleep I can get.
I used to sleep so well, I never even turned over. I'd wake up with a perfect hairdo. Charlie, on the other hand, moves.
Domineering tyrant who totally emasculated him? No more calls. We have a winner.
I can't believe this. An hour ago, my life...
But what happens when there's only one of us left?
Don't worry, I can take care of myself.
Easy, easy. Ma, that's my best china. You got it for me when I got married. You remember? 7:30, we want to get good seats. Ma, what are you doing in here?
The searchlights were out, so I tunneled out of my room with a spoon. Coming.
Miles, what are you doing here?
Rose, I want the truth. There's something going on between you and Buzz, isn't there?
Yes, Miles, there is something going on. I'm just not sure what it is.
I'm afraid there's been a mistake. We're here to see Sophia Petrillo.
Oh, won't you come in?
Are you Marvin from the ad?
Yes, he is. And are you Sophia?
Well, he doesn't look like he'll...
You can't catch what Dorothy has.
Well, then it must just be sympathy pains. Ooh.
George, we're going to be late. Now, come on, let's go.
No, I don't think we ought to dance tonight. Rose is just not right. Now, we ought to be down at that hospital with Dorothy.
Sophia's with her. She's out of surgery and she's fine. Now, come on, let's go.
At Doug's wake, people got up and said wonderful things about him. But he wasn't there to hear it. I don't want that to happen to me. I want to hear how people feel about me. I want to be there to listen as they salute my grace, my wit, my inner beauty.
Ma, writers cost money.
Too much, and when you do that, you're going to get hurt.
I know. Oh, but I was so disappointed. For 40 years, I've had this fantasy that Mr. Gordon would come swooping into my life like Sir Lancelot. Now I don't even have that.
You can keep the fantasy alive. It's possible.
God will turn that paper bird into a real one, which I believe, because why would a mother lie? So every day I'm being very good and praying and looking for any sign of life and becoming very attached to that ridiculous paper bird. So you...
You're off to a good start. Okay, now where was I? Oh, yes, where Hans first spots the hare. Rose, I just got a pledge for $50 if you will stop singing.
And my monkey.
And a good-looking monkey it is. Is it me or is that a traffic cone?
Jealous? Come on, Dorothy, we've got to get going. After our session, I have an important dinner meeting with some investors.
So what are you saying? You kicking me out?
No, I'm forcing you to grow up.
Fine, I'll pack my things
Oh,
now.
no, wait a minute. I mean, since I sprung this on you out of the blue, let's say you can stay here for another week.
What, and put off growing up? Nah. I'm out of here.
I've just never known how to turn them off. You tell him, Dorothy.
I would, Blanche, but remember, we just want to turn him off, not drain the sex drive completely out of him.
You know, I'm over the hill. That's all there is to it. Guess I'm just in the same boat as the two of you. Hello? Yes? All right. Goodbye. What do you know? Floyd McCallum has taken me sailing today.
I'm off to sign up. Wish me luck.
I think it's wonderful that you're taking part in this senior sports classic. You know, I might try entering it myself in 15 years when I'm eligible. If I can come up with an event.
The luge is the only one where you get to lie on your back. Please? Yeah, I'd like to report a
But that wasn't a scheme, Sophia. That was a legitimate business.
And we lost our shirts. That's the beauty of this water thing. You can't lose. It's a ripoff, pure and simple.
out of the air duct of the Starship Enterprise.
What?
Ladies, it's time. Time for the unveiling of another Eduardo masterpiece. Sit back, feast your eyes, and meet...
It's another date with Carl tonight, huh? You must really like this guy.
I do. Carl is sweet, and he's supportive. He understands that I still have feelings for Miles.
Rose, Miles is in the witness relocation program. You're not supposed to be telling people about him.
I didn't tell him Miles ratted on a gangster named the Cheese Man.
Depression, fatigue, symptoms very much like the ones you described.
Look, Dr. Stevens, I don't think you understand, so I'm going to tell you again. I am at a point now where I am so exhausted that sometimes I cannot speak. Literally, cannot speak. There are days when I can't get out of bed.
Okay, Dorothy, let's see a smile. This one's for the camera. And action.
Look, Grandma, I found you a real good pizza just like you used to get in Sicily.
Do you remember me?
Stand tall, Yutz. Head looks like a monkey's behind.
She's gonna be all right.
How you feeling, Ma?
I'm fine. Let's go home.
Mrs. Petrillo, I'm Dr. Corley.
Pleased to meet you. Well, goodbye.
Mrs.
The greatest dog in the world, the present company excluded. Oh, I loved that dog. He was always with me. I thought I'd never be able to get along without him. And one day he died. I cried for a week, and I decided then I would never, ever go through that again.
The two merry widows.
Hit it, Blanche.
Didn't work last night, and it's not gonna work tonight.
Ta-da! Come on, put it on.
Oh, it's beautiful.
The stone goes on top, Rose.
Oh, it is beautiful.
Some tests before they let her go.
Rose Nyland? I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but she went into cardiac arrest. They're prepping her for surgery.
Hope is not your father. He has no idea who you are, and he's not about to come anywhere near this place.
That's not true. He's here in Miami. It's right in today's paper.
Well, she's right. He is in a golf tournament here.
Apology accepted.
Rose, what the hell?
Fatigue.
And then what did he say?
He wants to match the heartbeats that this records to my activities. So for the next 24 hours, I have to write down everything I do.
And you're not embarrassed to have him read that smut?
I'm proud of you, Blanche. Boy, if this were me, I would be really scared.
When I'm scared, I'm a landlord now. Maybe there's a vacancy in your new building.
Don't call it my building. I don't even know if I'm going to hang on to it yet.
I understand. Sophia, any mail I get, just address it, Guy in the Gutter, post office box, anywhere.
All right, all right.
They fired that gray-haired baker who refused to wear a mask.
Well, let's slice this baby up and see if we can solve our Sophia problem. Here, darling.
Oh, do you know how many problems we have solved over a cheesecake at this kitchen table?
No, Dorothy, exactly how many?
147.
The ugly women.
What are we going to do? Nothing. They sound great. If we pretend that nothing is wrong, maybe no one will notice.
Hey, did you get a load of those queens on the bandstand?
Keep your voice down.
What for? You think they don't know they're queens?
Girls, I think we're a success.
Congratulations.
So what are you saying? You kicking me out?
No, I'm forcing you to grow up.
Fine, I'll pack my things
Oh,
now.
no, wait a minute. I mean, since I sprung this on you out of the blue, let's say you can stay here for another week.
What, and put off growing up? Nah. I'm out of here.
You're making this up, XQ. I can't believe that you were ever a spy.
I can't believe I told you. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to kill you.
Someone was actually able to deceive me once. What's the matter, Sophia? You couldn't sleep either?
No, I was sleeping great, Rose. I just wanted to show off my pajamas.
Especially since no matter how old we get, I'll always be the youngest and the prettiest and by far the most desirable.
You know, once again, she had me in her corner right up until the end.
To the French Club. But you know, for the last 15 years, I've been asking myself, is that enough? And about a week ago, I answered myself with a big fat no.
Good for you, Isaac. It takes a special man to talk to himself like that.
Well, merci. That's French for thank you.
We ever?
Great. I'll be back soon.
I haven't the slightest idea who that man
Rose, what is wrong with you? I mean, why didn't you just tell him that you don't know who he is?
And hard and old friend and hard before answering. Am I ugly?
Yes.
I mean, I've always thought of myself as ravishing, but is something changing? Is there all of a sudden some...
Very different experience from when Stan and I were together. Here she is.
Well, what happened? How was it?
What?
What, you had a terrible time?
You had a wonderful time.
Honey, tell us what happened.
Arnie. I slept with him.
And?
He...
Rose, don't make fun of old people.
Now, I'm wearing weights to strengthen my ankles.
They come in headbands?
Everybody, look who's here.
Sweetheart, sit down. Sit down.
There was smallpox, scurvy, typhoid, and that was business class.
What I need to know is, does your mother require any special medical care?
She does. An old war injury. Remember the Maine? She didn't.
With it. Do what the rest of us do. Buy frozen Geflugenblugen.
Oh, I
could never serve store-bought candied herring. Oh, besides, I have my own special recipe. I use Red Hots for the eyes. Killer now. A nose might be a nice gesture. Oh, I never can stay mad at you, silly goose. What's going on?
Ma, baby's going home. Honey, are you all right?
I'm fine.
Oh, Rose, honey, can you ever forgive us?
Well, it all depends. Will you believe what I say from now on, even if it isn't what you want to hear?
Oh, of course we will.
Will you believe me when I tell you that somebody...
And then your friends can take you home.
Oh, good.
Thank you, Doc.
Yes, thank you.
Is he gone?
Yeah, is something wrong? You want him back?
No, I just wanted to make sure he was gone. I have to tell you what happened. I died and went to heaven. Every day this week with a variety of homemade Danish, begging her to listen to reason. Well, she didn't want the apricot, and she didn't want the cheese, but today the prune seemed to do the trick.
Always does for me.
Anyway, after she snarfed down 2 of them, she said she'd save the tree.
Speak of the devil, here comes the miserable old.
It's just that was the first time that had ever happened in 18 years of married life.
Get out of here.
You mean to say that every night, without... Ooh, that hurts.
I'm not having any trouble.
Why is it that doesn't surprise me?
Okay, everybody on their feet. Whirly birds!
I'm talking tie bibs, babe.
Tie bibs.
Yeah, little bibs that fit over your necktie. You go out to lunch, you don't have to worry about staining your top. It's a perfect gift, a great idea. And the best part was no one else had ever thought of it.
I'm ready.
The moon is hanging awful low in the sky tonight, isn't it, Busty? Josie.
It sure is, Biff.
It makes me want to kiss you, Josie.
Oh, mind your manners, Biff.
Hi, Ma.
Read it and weep.
A driver's license? Ma, how did you get this?
Hard work and determination. If you put your mind to it, you can do anything.
Look, Ma, I absolutely forbid you to drive a car.
Ooh, look, Dorothy, I'm shaking. Now that's too eerie.
The dogs are on my tail again. Through the river, run through the river.
Ma, we just put in a new bell. It's to scare people.
It'll never work.
Hello, are you true? Okay, do me first. One thing I know for sure, I have not lost my hourglass figure.
But it looks like somebody poured about 90 minutes of extra sand in the glass.
You're just jealous of me, Dorothy. You know it, I know it, and Rose knows it, don't you, Rose?
It's neat the way the tape's a different color.
What it seems. John Patrick Anderson is a regular guy.
Shlomo Ziegler?
Yes.
You're under arrest. Your days as the freeway flasher are over.
I know what you're thinking, Rose, but you're wrong. And if I can make bail, I'd love to see you tomorrow night.
I don't think so.
May I call you?
I am serious. What do you think I should do?
Come on now, Blanche, you know the difference between right and wrong.
Please, and bet she only knows the difference between right and left.
Honey, why are you still wearing your costume?
I didn't have time to change. I couldn't wait to get out of...
Well, now, where were we? Oh, yes. I feel a lot better now that we've got everything settled. So I think we ought to go over all
I can't do it. I can't go through with this.
Ma, what's wrong?
Sophia, what are you talking about?
This just isn't gonna work. I was...
ain't the kinfolk.
Ma, where did you get that outfit?
I bought it.
Now, Sophia, I was getting ready to go to the shelter. What are you doing here?
Angelo, you're my big brother. I can only come to you. I'm in trouble.
Then the boy will marry you.
To ask me questions scares me to death.
Oh, honey, relax. Reporters are just people. They put on their pants one leg at a time. Except for that sports writer, Steve Maxwell. He likes to jump into both legs all at once. Hop step.
You know, there's something rotten in the state of Denmark. It's their cheese. They refuse to use preservatives.
I mean, between Dorothy and Eddie, there is something peculiar in that relationship.
You're right. And I'm gonna find...
Rose, it doesn't wear white gloves and work at Disneyland. We're talking about a rodent.
Oh, I'm calling the exterminator. Oh, no, don't. Oh, Mouse saved my life once. His name was Larry. Larry the mouse. Oh, I loved Larry. Where am I supposed to sit again?
Oh, anywhere you damn well please. What the hell difference does it make now? Oh, so first you were a teacher, and then you decided to become a priest.
Actually, at first I went to medical school for a year. Then I quit.
Look what we were both about to do. We got on the ship. Most people never even leave shore.
You mean that?
Of course I do. You and I still have a lot of adventures left in us. So many things we haven't tried. Have you ever been to Space Mountain at Disney? I love you, pussycat.
This is more moving than Susan Hayward's climactic speech, and I want to live.
You're ready to fly?
Discard already. I'm 80. I'd like to live long enough to see the next 10.
Don't need to, Ma. Gin.
You're taking advantage. You know I'm whacked out on blood pressure medicine.
Honey, if the medicine bothers you, change the prescription.
I like being whacked out.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here. My day...
The one in Jacksonville, they used to come to our dances. Why are you going there?
Murder.
You're gonna meet some great gals.
Putting someone else's need ahead of your own. It's beautiful. Let me know how it turns out in the morning.
Let's make a pact that we'll always take care of each other, that we'll never desert each other no matter what.
You can count on Daddy!
Baby girl! Looking at you takes my breath away. Hair as shiny as the dew on a field of sunflowers. Eyes that sparkle blue in the Mississippi. And the prettiest smile on either side of the Mason-Dixon line.
Didn't I tell you my...
What's wrong, Dorothy?
Ma, you were right again. He was just using me.
Sit down, pussycat. I want to tell you something. You give...
Hi, how was the audition?
Wonderful. I'm 99% sure I got the part.
Oh, Blanche, there were so many good people there.
Trust me, I got this part in the sack.
She means in the bag.
No.
Only thing I recognized in there was studs.
This isn't gonna work.
No.
Listen, it's impossibile.
Sì, è impossibile. Ho capito. Ma sai che cosa voglio fare? Voglio portare io una squadra di uomini per lavorare qui a spese mie,
Vincenzo has...
You have every right to be angry.
I just don't understand how you could do such a thing.
It wasn't anything planned. The whole thing just kind of happened.
Just kind of happened? Michael, dandruff just kind of happens. Not a thing like this, and if you don't know the difference, then I must have failed somewhere along the line.
Will you stop torturing yourself? None of this is your fault.
Yes.
Believing that got me through some very rough times, Blanche. I mean, whenever I had a problem I couldn't solve, I'd just write Bob Hope a letter or go to one of his movies, and suddenly I was able to work it all out. All my life, I always felt he was there if I needed him. That's why I know he won't let me down now.
I don't know whether to...
Something wrong?
I don't know what you see in me, Miles.
I see you.
But why me? I thought you'd like Blanche.
Well, I like Blanche very much. So does Blanche. That's better.
I feel so dumb around you.
Well, now I know why Hemingway killed himself. Oh, girls, I have writer's block. It is the worst feeling in the world.
Try 10 days without a bowel movement sometime. Bless Ida Perkins every time he sat down to eat a baked potato.
When did you leave the home, Mrs. Perkins?
Oh, maybe a year now. I don't really keep track.
So what made you decide to leave?
Decide? Some things in life you never get to decide. Some things just happen. He's not dead, but he'll wish he was when those two barge in on him.
Who is he?
His name is Al.
No, I mean, what's he do?
He imports diamonds.
Oh, damn, I hope he's not dead. He bought the farm.
What farm?
Mother, when she was your age, she used to get so mad at me. And then as she got older, seems like we just fought all the time. Till finally one day we just stopped talking altogether. It wasn't until you were born that we tried to make up, but...
You think I'm crazy.
No, I don't. But I do think you need help. I mean, you don't eat, you don't sleep, you're afraid all the time.
You got nothing to fear but fear itself. And of course, the boogeyman.
Nuts. Mother? Oh, I'm sorry. I came to religion late. I'd say. But it's never too late. And it is my fervent hope that the three of us, you and I and dear little Sarah, may walk the path of righteousness together.
You'll think about next week, Rose.
I will, Arnie.
Talk to you soon.
Well, it looks like you and Arnie are getting pretty serious.
Let's go, Rose. Everyone's waiting for you.
I don't think I can go through with this.
What's the matter, honey? You and Jonathan have a fight?
No, it's just that I think marrying Jonathan might be a mistake. He is a lot shorter than I am.
Really? I hadn't noticed.
Me neither. How could you miss it? Everyone notices, right?
Yes.
Well, I'm almost ready to go.
Today? You're not going today?
Why didn't you tell us?
Because every time I bring it up, one of you tries to talk me out of it.
We were just being selfish. We didn't want to lose you.
There's my ride.
Oh, Sophie.
Yep, it's a Granada full of...
Delbert was going to ask me that I turned down our only foreign exchange student, Cyril Mountbatten. Well, Daddy didn't like Cyril anyway because he was British. Daddy said the relationship would never work out on account of the language barrier. Daddy was a very caring and ignorant man.
Rose, honey, can I borrow your golf gloves? I already packed mine.
Only if you promise not to move out.
I can, I promise that.
Then putt with bare hands.
Father had a similar problem when he was selling real estate.
I didn't know that Grandpa ever owned any real estate.
He didn't. That was the problem. You see, it turned out he really didn't own the Vatican. Although he did have a very close friend who swore he was there the night Pop won the deed in a card game from Pope Ronnie the Mag.
Actually go to jail.
Okay, forget the free part. I feel like a man. I missed 2 estrogen shots and I'm dying for a thick steak smothered in onions, a tall, cold one, then going out and picking up a cup Can I tell you something, Pussycat?
What?
I've never been so scared. Not so much of...
Come on, we're sorry. We're listening now. You have our complete attention.
All right. I went to see Dean Tucker today.
So, big talker. Did you get your mitts on any tickets yet?
As a matter of fact, I did. 3 tickets, rear orchestra.
3 tickets, third...
Every time you say ow, just because I once asked you to move a sofa.
I guess I have no choice. I'm in agony. Did you hear that? Agony, Dorothy.
Sophia, don't worry. You made the right decision. I was going to give you this when you got to the hospital, but I'm too excited. Here's your St. Olaf fun pack.
Goodness, do we not die?
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. That was the finest audition for the acting school that we've seen all week. Congratulations.
I'm so glad Pepe has the opportunity to be an actor.
Why? When was the last time...
Oh, all right. I forgive you, but forget the picnic. I'll get us that blanket.
He's a wonderful man.
Oh, I know. Oh, why can't I ever attract men like that?
You can, Dorothy.
I understand, God. I know these things happen. What? Well, if you want. You dirty rat!
Sad, you look so sad. What's wrong?
God says it's not your time yet. You gotta go back, Sophia.
But I want to be with you. Shut up and play ball, you yuts. False alarm. Never mind. Let's all go to bed. Come on, Angelo. You can sleep in my room.
Oh, yeah? Well, want a bit crowded?
Please, in Sicily, we slept 4 in a bed.
Yeah, but there's 6 of us.
I meant just you and me.
Oh, fancy.
I don't care what Dorothy says. I'm not spending my vacation in New York.
Well, it might be interesting. I've never been to New York.
You haven't, Rose? I'm shocked. You're so cosmopolitan.
Well, take it from me, you're not missing a thing. The people are rude, streets are full of criminals, everything. I won't have to look anyone in the eye ever again.
Except maybe Mr. Pincus.
If I meet our paper...
What happened?
Oh, it was an old wives' tale. I didn't become loose for another year and a half.
Oh, I remember when I started shaving. I was 13, and I wanted to shave because I was going to a movie with Alan Steckler. You remember him, Ma?
Small head and on a farm. I'm used to it. You see, farmers can love their animals and still kill them because it's all part of the cycle of life. Good animals serve man, and then they go to heaven.
Heaven?
Yes, heaven's full of cows and chickens and horses and pigs. I hope heaven has boots.
I'm not even a Catholic. I'm a Baptist, and you can't forgive us Baptists. Sweet Jesus, why am I babbling? I meant that in all due reverence.
Realize what just happened.
Well, I know. I've been having a very good time, and there wasn't even a man in the room.
Do you think it was just a fluke, or do you think we could learn to like each other?
Well, I think it might take time, but I think it could be worth it.
Let's give it a shot.
Please, I'm game.
I died. I fell to the floor, blinded, writhing in pain. Couldn't move for 20 minutes.
Well, what do you know? It works.
Works? They thought I was on angel dust. They wanted to arrest me. I'm lying there dying.
Try 10 days without a bowel movement sometime.
Everybody thinks I'm crazy. Maybe I am.
There's nothing wrong with you, Dorothy, except what happens to all of us. In case you haven't noticed, you're not 30.
Dorothy could be dying and they just don't know it.
For just a few moments.
If I may be so bold, the pantyhose are nice too. At least the hose part.
I can't tell you how happy I am to finally meet you, Isaac.
Why don't you two just run along and we'll catch up with you later?
Blanche.
Dorothy, don't you see that something is happening here?
Yes, it's the beginning of a disaster.
We don't know.
You didn't have to do that.
I hope you like it. It's very popular in Minnesota. It's a maple syrup, honey, brown sugar, molasses, Rice Krispie long. One for each of you.
How sweet. How incredibly sweet.
Come on now, we've got to get you two set.
Be if they grow up, not when they grow up. That's why I'm asking you to please unplug your bombs. I'll bet my bottom dollar, or in your case, your bottom ruble, that if you called President Reagan, he'd do the same thing. It's just someone has to be first. Thank you.
As long as I'm here, what do you say, babe? For old time's sake. You want to go to bed? Dorothy! Dorothy, let go. It was a joke. You're hurting me. You're really hurting me.
At ease, Rose. Come on, honey. Why don't you get some sleep?
I can't.
You want to talk about it?
I can't do that either.
Here you are. I just spent 5 minutes telling your bathroom door that everything's going to be fine between...
Blanche, knowing that does not help. I am going crazy, wondering where he is. I mean, he could be sleeping under a pier for all I know, or in some flop house, or out on the street.
Michael Colt, he's staying with Stan.
Oh, God, it's even worse than I thought.
At least he can depend on one of his parents.
Look.
Between my perky bosoms.
And I'll never get to buy perky bosoms. But what the hell, nothing else perks on this body.
Hey, maybe we can get the jacket for just a minute and grab the ticket out of Island.
Michael tells us you're a singer.
That's right. Oh, I bet you know all the great oldies.
Rose.
Lorraine, why don't I just show you where to put your things?
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you, Blanche.
Rose, will you excuse us?
Sure, where you going?
Nowhere, get out.
Calm down. What's wrong? These two are driving me crazy. They drink milk off the floor, they scratch the furniture, and this one just coughed up a fur ball. That was not a fur ball. It was a
Rose, who
raspberry.
cares what it was? Now quit driving Ma crazy.
Dorothy, our directors in chinos and ties and professors with just a touch of gray at the temple. Wise, learned men who look up your skirt if you're sitting in the first row. Meetings with them so they can explain Plato. And they lean over your books with you.
My name is Rose, and I'm an idiot.
Blanche, you finally dressed.
Yeah, I went back to work. Good for you.
And you know what I found out? The reason Donald rejected me was he has this strict personal rule against getting involved with anybody he's working with.
Blanche, why is this a story about acceptance?
Oh, because years later, to get back at me, Kathy Lee slept with my daddy. That was something I had to accept.
They're talking about us, and it bothers me. I know it shouldn't, but it does. I mean, how big a man is shouldn't make or break a relationship.
Not a word, Blanche. Rose, you're involved in a...
Hi, kids.
Hi there, Mr. Terrific. How you doing?
Terrific.
Why don't you come inside?
I can't fly from inside. That's how Superman does it. I have to fly from the ledge. That's how we do it back on the planet.
My
my evening with the man you yourself described as having the personality of a dial tone. And why? So you can go have a splendid evening with some dashing naval officer. Well, absolutely not. Under no circumstances will I even entertain the notion.
I'll let you borrow my cashmere sweater anytime you want.
No.
I will give you outright, my practically full...
I feel so terrific. It's like life is a giant weenie roast and I'm the biggest weenie. No argument from this corner.
Rose, you're even more relentlessly cheerful than usual.
Hey, Body. Sophia, wills are no joking matter. Charlie tried to be funny with his and left everything to Henrietta, our prize cow. Well, some lawyer got a hold of the will and represented Henrietta on contingency. There I was presenting support, Dorothy. I mean, it's not a good idea to go it alone. Did I ever tell you about my cousin Vigdor Frickin? He tried to go it alone in a three-legged race. Well, you know what happened to him?
Please, Rose, I don't want to hear about your frickin' cousin.
It's over.
It's a dirty, rotten shame we couldn't find somebody who could find it in their heart to help this absolutely adorable old couple fulfill their dream of a lifetime.
Oh. To Connecticut. How do I know where it goes?
With me, the minute it goes in my mouth, I balloon up. I can go out to dinner, and in the middle of the meal, my pants are cutting off my circulation so bad my feet are turning blue.
Well, I just want to be svelte for Barry.
Barry Glick is very important.
Or else.
Blanche, why did you let her go? She'd be the perfect person to ask if there's anything about Jerry I could make fun of at the roast.
No. Did I say there was going to be a question and answer period after I spoke?
You are impossible.
Hello, we're a little early. I'm Greta Wagner, and these are my sisters, Trudy and Libby.
I'm so sorry. The house is such a mess.
Why, it's meet you. Lunch is all set up out on the lanai. Your father tells me you're a classical musician. What do you play? The English horn. I didn't know horns had nationalities. Well, I guess it makes sense if jumping beans can be Mexican and fire drills can be Chinese and flies can be Spanish.
How do you know those words?
I guess it's from reading the American Journal of Abnormal Psychology. It's published in St. Olaf, you know. In fact, my Uncle Gunter used to be the editor.
And what were you, the centerfold? I'm sorry, but I refuse to believe you.
Go on, baby. Go on.
Rose, I thought we decided that pig was going to stay in the pen out back.
Oh, he didn't like it there. It was too confining. Oh, baby's a free spirit, a wanderer, a rebel. You know, in a lot of ways, he reminds me of Jimmy Dean.
Gallops into town. Of course, both girls are impressed. He dates one night, the other the next night. Pretty soon, he drives a wedge between them. Before you know it, the pizza suffers, the business suffers, the friendship suffers. The girls part company and head for America.
What, you two are seeing each other?
You know, for years, my father's been telling me to see a psychiatrist. I couldn't understand why. And then a couple of weeks ago, it dawned on me. He probably meant socially. Oh, it's wonderful. They really listen.
She really talks. See people suffer?
No.
And isn't it true that from time to time she bullies the women she lives with?
No.
For the record, Your Honor, this witness has the most beautiful eyes I've ever seen. Blanche, What did Dorothy really feel about Angela?
Let me get us some refreshments before we start.
Please make yourself comfortable. Sorry it's so hot. And here we are in the middle of a heat wave with no air conditioning.
Not necessarily. If Rolls wins the award, you'll be flown all expenses paid to St. Olaf to attend the ceremony.
Oh, well, this year I was planning to watch it on TV.
Under the table, behind the couch, Bambi was onto me like that.
And then there's the water pressure.
I got more water pressure than this apartment.
And another thing. Yes?
Young Vinny, this is Rocco. Johnny Milthbum sent us.
Sophia, it's for you.
Wonderful things have you got planned for tonight?
Nothing. I was going to cancel, but my therapist wouldn't let me.
Perhaps if we spoke to him together.
I'm sorry, I'm still not really recovered. You see, after 25 years of marriage, my wife Roberta sent me a Dear John letter.
That's terrible, married 20. I start to cook. A few hours later, he comes back. He says he couldn't find a cab. We eat in silence. Halfway through, I look up, and he's got tears in his eyes. He tells me, this meal is like our marriage. The veal is like him, tough and stubborn.
The business. I don't know what I'm going to do. 22 years of sweat and blood, and suddenly it's all flushed down the toilet like a snotty ball of Kleenex.
You could always write poetry for a living. I'm sorry. I know how devastated you must be. I have one question.
Look, here's where you can reach me. Call me if you can work things out. I'll be there until showtime.
Fine. One more thing.
What's that?
Could you leave by the back door? Turkey mushroom.
Listen, if you're feeling guilty about not influencing my life, don't. People have been trying to get me to be serious for years.
We made a deal. You promised me that I could tutor you once football season was over, and it looks like it is.
Nice robe. Why don't I put you down for an extra session this week?
Look, Carol, it's nice to see you, but this is really a rather personal matter.
Oh, don't worry. Richie tells me about all his cases.
That isn't true, is it, Richie?
Don't worry, I tell her things in very...
I mean, a few hot flashes, and that was it.
Oh, I've heard about those hot flashes.
They didn't bother me. I live in Florida. Who can tell the difference between a hot flash and a weather front?
Oh, but it's all so depressing. I had a cousin once didn't get her period for 20 years. Then at 72, she got pregnant.
या मातीच्या कणाकणा हरे काच्या मना मना या मातीच्या कणाकणा हरे काच्या मना मना माझ्या भीमाचं नाव गाजतंय माझ्या भीमाचं नाव गाजतंय ते अशोक चक्र बोलतंय रकस तिरंगावरती डोलतंय ते अशोक चक्र बोलतंय रकस तिरंगावरती डोलतंय माझ्या भीमानीतच पेटविया अंधार मनात वाटी माझ्या भीमाच्या विद्वत्तेच आता जगही गुणगान गाती माझ्या भीमानीतच पेटविया अंधार मनात वाटी माझ्या भीमाच्या विद्वत्तेच आता जगही गुणगान गाती फुटात पाहुनी माझ्या भीमाला म्हणून आता लाजतोय रकसा म्हणून आता लाजतोय ते अशोक चक्र बोलतय रकस तिरंगावरती डोलतय र ते अशोक चक्र बोलतय रकस तिरंगावरती डोलतय र जीवनाचं सोनं इथेच माझा अभिमान मान सन्मानाचं जिन त्यानं दिलं आदिश्रमान केलं जीवनाचं सोनं इथेच माझा अभिमान मान सन्मानाचं जिन त्यानं दिलं आदिश्रमान त्याच्या संघर्षातून आज हा सारा समाज आता सजतय रे हा समाज आता सजतय ते अशोक चक्र बोलतय रकस तिरंगावरती डोलतय र ते अशोक चक्र बोलतय रकस तिरंगावरती डोलतय देशहितासाठी भीमराव कधीच नाही हो थकला स्वाभिमानी भीमाचा मनका पुन्हा पुढे तो नाही झुकला देशहितासाठी भीमराव कधीच नाही हो थकला स्वाभिमानी भीमाचा मनका पुन्हा पुढे तो नाही झुकला संविधान देशाचं भीमकरणीने शुभम साजतोय रे आता शुभम साजतोय ते अशोक चक्र बोलतय रकस तिरंगावरती डोलतय ते अशोक चक्र बोलतय रकस तिरंगावरती डोलतय मातीच्या कणा हरे काचा मना मना माझ्या भीमाचं नाव गाजतय माझ्या भीमाचं नाव गाजतय